Hi, I'm Dex Gelfand. It's November 2022, and here I come with an update on my services, which I call Therapeutic Spiritual Counseling. I've been active for about a dozen years now, giving sessions over the internet to help with all kinds of mental, emotional, spiritual issues and matters, desired ways of being and abilities, resolving problems, uh, undesirable bad feelings, ways of being, getting rid of what you call false personas within us that are not who we really are, to be happy and free and capable as ourselves, able to be more present. And I have a new technique which is very exciting for one area that we do a lot of work in, which is relationships, relating to people, uh, solving issues with relationships, making relationships good, and enabling you to live well and have the kind of life you want with the people you'd like to have that life with. So I think I'll start with sharing with you some statements, some testimonials, unsolicited, with the permission of my clients, speaking immediately after or at the end of sessions that we've done. Now, these are all recent. Let's start with one right here at the top. We were doing what I call a shock handling technique. We all have moments of shock within us, and they stay inside of us, and they create a level of anxiety and discomfort that never really goes away until you come to me for a shock handling technique. So to quote here, again with permission, I feel good, calm but powerful. This didn't go the way I thought it would. I'm starting to feel lots of puzzle pieces of my life connecting. I feel good. I feel lighter. This is really good. I have a better image of myself now. That's a magical process. This was really cool. My perception of so many things that I've encountered is so different now. This feels really good. Now I feel a fluid, open, and versatile expression of self. Thank you. I much appreciate your expertise is pretty amazing. I have a renewed strength with regard to dealing with people. I've become more myself, as cliched as it sounds. It's really true. I really have tears of joy in my eyes right now. I feel like I'm returning home after all these years of not being who I am, welcoming myself back. It's really comforting. I've found some stability. I really needed that. I feel teary-eyed. That's never happened before in any session I ever had. It's like the result of each session is greater than the previous session. Yeah, so those are some sample statements, some unsolicited testimonials from recent sessions. So besides shock handling and resolving false personas, these things make profound differences in your way of being and how you feel. And isn't everything really about how you feel? As in relationships, what matters most, and maybe only in a relationship, is how you make each other feel. Feelings are everything. And speaking of that, I've developed a new technique. I already have extremely successful and powerful techniques in resolving relationship issues. But the newest one is the most powerful and basic of all, and I call it the presence technique. And this technique literally just evaporates away any feelings of discomfort between yourself and another person. And this is not just to use where there's a big problem. This is to use to make any relationship all that it could be. And I do recommend this for all of us, not just in our romantic or spousal relationships, in work relationships, friends, neighbors, whoever you find yourself engaging with on a frequent or regular basis. It's pure magic. Another service I offer is what I call enlightenment training master classes. In this, we really dig into the basics of being in this world, of existing. You learn, I share with you my techniques, actually train you in my techniques and the mechanics and principles behind them, as well as this is an opportunity for you to get any questions answered that are of interest to you about the mind and spirit and anything related. I found in the past few years that clients, when they seek training, they want more than just training in how to use the techniques that I've developed. They want a little bit more enlightenment about just the mechanics of existence and the relevance of that to the techniques and to your own questions and perceptions of the world. So that's why it's gone from simply being training to being enlightenment training master classes. And this goes on once a week for 45 minutes. I share with you my book, which you can also order through my website. My website is simply dexsessions.com, DEXSESSIONS.com. But you could find me just by looking up my name. My first book, Honoring Your Spiritual Compass. It's an ebook. You can print it out, and you can get that from my website. But it's part of the Enlightenment Training Master Classes to cover all the material in here. I'll look at the table of contents with you for a moment. your aspirations, the magical secret of empowerment, your game spheres, your spiritual compass, and the 4 negative spiritual architectures that compromise your existence. What we mean by processing, a magical secret of therapeutic spiritual counseling, changing your life patterns, how you accumulate negative spiritual architectures and how they can be resolved, the dynamics at work in relationships and the magical techniques to liberate yourself from these, understanding each other, using your magic, the relation of quantum physics to therapeutic spiritual counseling, how pain, trauma, and fear is most successfully relieved, the perfect functionality of your spiritual compass, a very advanced spiritual technique that I call spiritual orientation is included, and much more. I haven't read all of the table of contents to you. I just picked a few things out. And another additional aspect, basically having come to understand that feelings are energies. All feelings are energies. That's what they are. And when we're pushing back on those energies, trying to resist or deflect or think our way through or solve anything other than just allow a feeling to be felt, it persists and it becomes a little stronger. That's why I developed the spiritual digestion technique, which resolved this very easily. And it has occurred to me some time ago that physical feelings and sensations, aches and pains, whatever, it follows through then that these also are simply energies that can be digested. And over the past few years, this has proven out. People can come to me for a variety of physical conditions. And, I always have said, oh, I know I can help you with that. I'm supremely confident I can help you with that. What I don't know is how much I can help you with that, but I can help. And it's generally always turned out to be 100%. It's always turned out to make profound difference, to resolve aches and pains. And even in a few cases where there was some medical or surgical diagnosis involved, it said that surgery was needed to correct something or resolve something, and it turned out it wasn't. After one session of spiritual digestion, I'm speaking from facts, from history, from what we've done in sessions. See, the physical is a manifestation of the spiritual. It all starts with what we project, what we create. It all starts with our internal oppositions that get in the way and keep in place what we don't want and perpetuate undesirable patterns. And these are all resolvable with therapeutic spiritual counseling. When we take on some condition you want to resolve, the question is not, can we resolve it? I can tell you that we can resolve it. I can't tell you how many sessions it will take because I can't predict how many negative spiritual architectures, how many internal oppositions will emerge to be part of what we have to clear our way through. False personas within us, stubbornly held protective attitudes that are defensive and keep things in place and resist processing, resist feeling, moments of shock that cause us to go into deep resistance, trying not to feel things, and consistent or frequent levels of anxiety. I cannot predict what will emerge as being there in place in the way, one at a time to emerge, but they will all resolve and they will all make a difference, and we will get there, whether it's in one session or whether it's in a dozen sessions or whatever it will be. That's the one part I can't tell you. I can't tell you off the bat, the full catalog of mechanisms of internal oppositions you have in place in regard to something that's troubling you. I can only tell you we can dispose of them all one at a time. And those testimonials I read to you at the beginning of this video, well, they're all testimony to that fact. And I'd love to help you to have the way of life that you want. As one client put it very well, to have a beautiful life. Whether we're working from a positive angle, you have a specific ability you want to fully bring out, or way of being, or whether we're looking at it from resolving whatever's getting in your way. I have the techniques, I have the expertise, and I have the success. So I'm looking forward to working with you to accomplish whatever it is you're coming to me to accomplish. Because that's the only valid function of any would-be spiritual practitioner, healer, guide, processor, whatever. The only valid function of anybody doing this work is to help you, to facilitate your accomplishing what you are here to accomplish, and coming to the session in order to achieve whatever that is you're here to accomplish. The only valid function for somebody doing this kind of work is to facilitate your accomplishing that, not to impose on you or indoctrinate you in some system of levels of existence or anything like that. We just should go directly to address the way you want to be, what you want to resolve, and go about untangling, dismantling anything and everything within you that's getting in the way, and bring out all that positivity and creativity and energy and power and love and joy. Ready when you are.